over to you.
West Africa has seen a mix of troubling developments and symbolic milestones this week, from deadly kidnappings in Nigeria.
Letter to the Foreign Secretary of UK Parliament. You know, the issue of Biafra, the issue of Imminent, Kanu, the issue of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is no longer a joke. It's now an international issue as it concerns our Supreme Leader, Imminent, Kanu. Why is UK government keeping silence on the illegal detention of our Supreme Leader, who is a British citizen? Is that how UK behave? Right now, let me read out this letter from Pan Africa Forum Limited and Associates. Public letter to Right Honourable Priti Patel, MP, Shadow Foreign Secretary of UK Parliament. Subject: why are you silent on the illegal detention of British citizen Nnamdi Kanu? Date: 30th July 2025. Dear Madam Priti Patel, we write this public letter to raise a matter of grave concern, one that touches not only on the fate of British citizens, but also on the credibility of UK's shadow cabinet commitment to human rights, rule of laws, and protection of its nationals abroad. As a shadow foreign secretary and a former home secretary, a post you held office at a time when Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, you are aware of a British citizen, a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, was illegally abducted and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria in June 2021. As a lawyer by profession, you know his transfer was a blatant violation of international law, conducted without due process and in breach of Article 3 of the UN Convention Against Torture, as well as the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Since that illegal operation, Mr. Kanu has been detained unlawfully in the DSS facility in Abuja for over 4 years. Won multiple court rulings in Nigeria, including from the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court, affirming his abduction was unlawful and ordering his release, but has been subjected to inhuman conditions, denied medical access, and denied consular protection from his own country, the United Kingdom. And yet, you have not said nothing. Is this how British treat its own citizen? Your Tory government moved swiftly in other international human rights cases from Hong Kong to Belarus. But in this instance, a British citizen was abducted, tortured, and held in defiance of court orders, and no official protest or statement was made under your leadership at the Home Office. The British people deserve to know, number one, was the UK informed or complicit in the rendition of Mr. Kanu to Nigeria? 2. Why did the Home Office under your leadership fail to invoke the protection available to British citizens under international law? 3. Will you now, in your capacity as an MP, a shadow foreign secretary and former Home Secretary, demand Mr. Kanu's immediate release and repatriation? Silence in the face of injustice is complicity. Madam Patel, your silence and that of the shadow British government headed by Kemi Badenoch, Nigeria by origin, sent a dangerous message that some British citizens are less worthy of protection than others. That citizenship can be ignored for political expedience. That the rule of law only matters when it is convenient. This is unacceptable. We call on you to issue a formal public statement on Mr. Kanu's detention. We demand the Nigeria government comply with its own court ruling and release him. We request you to use your voice in Parliament as a shadow foreign secretary to uphold the dignity and right of all British citizens regardless of race, religion, and political belief. History will judge those who stood for justice and those who turned away in silence. Sincerely, Pan African Forum Limited and Associates. Yes, guys, this letter speaks volume. You all know that our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu has been detained since over how many years now in DSS dungeon. But thank God, most African countries have come to realize that we Africans need to really liberate ourselves from this bullshit going on in different African countries, not just in Biafra land, not just in Nigeria, you know. But it's time we come together to secure our land, to save ourselves, because some of these people using our people to fight us, they don't like us. That is just the typical truth. But let me not say much. Now, listening to this conversation in this video is Dr. David Matanga. Like, he said a lot of things about Biafra, about different countries in Africa, what Nigeria is doing, the killings in Nigeria, the kidnapping, so many atrocities. Just listen to this video and kindly share this video and leave your opinion in the comment section, please.
West Africa has seen a mix of troubling developments and symbolic milestones this week, from deadly kidnappings in Nigeria, fresh protests in Togo, to Senegal's probe into political violence. And meanwhile, Ghana is expanding its global ties. Liberia marked 178 years of independence, and US singer Ciara received Benin citizenship. Well, to help us unpack these stories, we're now joined by political analyst and conflict resolution expert, Dr. David Matsanga. Always good to talk to you. Very good morning to you, Dr. Matsanga.
Good morning, Peter Ndoro. Good morning, the rest of Africa. The lines today have not been very good, but we shall try.
Amen. Let's start in Nigeria now. Nigeria continues to grapple with rampant kidnappings and the killing of 35 hostages even after ransom was paid suggests a really worrying shift. What does this say about the state's ability to provide security and also the behavior of those that are doing the kidnapping, killing people even after ransoms paid?
Peter Ndolo, earlier on in your programs, I told you there is no state called Nigeria, or I told one of your presenters around there that there was no state called Nigeria. Nigeria is a country without a country, a state without a state. In political science, anybody who has studied that subject will tell you what that means. It means the rule of law has collapsed, governance is not there. It is a state governed by terrorism, banditry, hostage-taking, kidnap, money laundering, and many other activities. Boko Haram are there eating people, taking people, kidnapping the girls, taking them at will. The Nigerian army itself has turned on its own civilians in the southeast. Instead of going to protect and fight Boko Haram, they fight the people in the southeast, the Biafrans, and the southeast, south. Now, Nigeria is not a state. Nigeria needs to seek for help. But unfortunately, the leadership there, they don't want help. They don't want external forces to help them. Boko Haram has grown all the way in the north of Nigeria, Maiduguri, kidnap. Even when you pay money, they kill you after you have paid the money. So what type of country is this with a population of 250 million people? The leadership has failed the people of Nigeria. And I think the best way that I have said always in Africa, the best way is rearrange Nigeria like Congo. And I've told you Congo will never be peaceful. Nigeria will never be peaceful. Yugoslavia is beautiful. Is now peaceful because it was rearranged. Thank you.
Okay, what about Togo, not too far away? We've seen renewed protests there targeting President Faure Gnassingbé's extended rule, and many seeing this as a dynasty power group following his taking over from his father, of course. What do you think is fueling the youth-led unrest, and how significant is this moment?
The people in Togo see what is happening in Niamey, in Niger, and what is happening in Mali, North, what is happening in Burkina Faso. The younger generation there, the officers, they are watching. It won't take long. And Peter, we shall come back here, and I'll tell you, I told you. It won't take long. The gentleman there is doing things, changing the constitution. I don't know where these people in Africa got this appetite of changing the constitution. Like, look at Ouattara. Ouattara even eliminates all his friends, and he remains alone. Yet he is also not from Ivory Coast. He's from Burkina Faso. I and Mbeki. Mbeki is there. We know Mbeki, Kisano, Matsanga. We know where Mr. Quattara comes from. But he has eliminated others on saying they belong to dual nationality. But let's come to this Togo. Togo man changes the constitution. Peter takes over. And then he said the constitution starts now. And he's in for 7 years. Now, look, what type of life is this? That one is an accident in waiting, and I don't want to predict what I want to say here. People might think I'm encouraging some other men to come on and take power, but I think Togo is a candidate for a military coup.
Wow. Okay. We'll be certainly watching that space quite closely. Senegal has opened an official investigation into the political violence seen between 2021 and 2024. How important is this for national healing, and does it restore confidence in Senegal's democratic institution?
First of all, Faye and Sonko, and let them hear me. I told them, and I've told them, there are two things that you need to do. Stabilize the population, seek reconciliation. I don't know why they took long to seek healing process. You know, after the arrests and the detentions and the removal of people from voting registers, beating people, shooting people, you needed what we call a redemption strategy. I told Faye and Sonko, the first month, I said, please, if you want to do it early. After you take government, do a reconciliation, reconcile with people, and allow a commission, amnesty commission, like what you did in South Africa. South Africa is stable up to now because of what Mandela did. Truth and Justice Commission, where people come up to say, I'm sorry. Rwanda is stable. Gachacha courts. Uganda is stable. Konyi, you remember? We came back, people came back and said, sorry, we did this, we did that, we have forgiven you, we want one country. If you don't do that in Africa, time is running out for us. So if Sonko is establishing that with Faye, that is good in Senegal. But it has come at a wrong time when the two men don't see eye to eye. As I promised you, your presenter, the other one last week, I will be flying there next week to make sure that I put them together and they sit down so that they don't quarrel anymore. Thank you.
Ghana's move to extend visa-free access to two non-African countries is being framed as part of a global diplomatic strategy. What's your take on the motivation behind this move?
I think it's to attract investment. That's okay. That Ghana already, if it does a plus, that is very good, my brother. A plus. Because in Ghana, once you are an African, you enter and you are not a criminal. You don't have drugs. You don't have any illicit trading that you are going to do. You have a man of good conduct. In Accra Airport, you enjoy what Africa wants, what Nkrumah wanted, what Sekou Touré, Amina Kabro, Empress Haile Selassie, Jomo Kenyatta, Nyerere wanted. If an Africa integrated, you enter Ghana like you are going to some place to relax you with your sunshine. So that is a good plus for Ghana. And I thank President Mahama, my friend. Keep it up, President Mahama. And allow the world, let the world see that Africa doesn't have restrictions. And they are very strict. Ghanaian immigration, customs, narcotics, they are there. They are working. Institutions in Ghana work. And that nobody said that if you allow people in one country, they will come with bad manners. Institutions in Ghana works. If you enter, customs will check you. Narcotics will check you. Immigration will check you. The institutions there work. Yeah. There's no corruption anymore. So that is very good step forward to allow other members to come to see how hospitable we are in Africa than this thing of Trump chasing people and scared, telling them, even chaining children to get out of America. Soon it will be the heaven of Africa.
Doctor.
God, they release Igbo so easily because now they cannot be Yoruba. After Igbo man, against Igbo man, he released Igbo since Igbo don't go home, go bury him, mama. Now they cannot even come to bury him, papa and mama. Or God, this time around, if they release him secretly, good. If they publicly let go of Mazi or Hamadike, MNK, Nnamdi Kanu, fine. If they do it publicly, but I can actually assure you that they might let go of Mazi secretly. Do you know why? Because they don't want a situation whereby the court will be overcrowded. If you actually tell the whole world that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out tomorrow, at the court, the Holy Ghost will circulate around that place and there will be human traffic. You will have vehicular traffic all over Abuja. From Abuja to Anambra, Imo State, everywhere will be crowded. The road. So to assure security of the court attendants, I think they are going to implicate his final release so secretly. Implement it so secretly. It shouldn't be something that will be, be allowed for, the public knowledge or information, as early as possible. So that's why news is sneaking out, bordering on the clarity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's secret release. And if you actually ask me, I will tell you that the National Security Advisor is doing the right thing. You don't release that category of persons so publicly like that. It is a security threat. You might not know people that have actually prepared to come tomorrow, maybe to disalive or unalive the gentleman that has been kept incarcerated for over 50-something months now. So what we're trying to say is, come what may, whichever way they do it, that you do that. Kanu is spending almost 5 years, 60 months, sitting dormant, incommunicado, without movement. Even fresh air, seeing the light of the day, could be very, very impossible for the young man. So we have welcomed whichever way he has been extricated from incarceration. We are looking forward to see what is going to happen tomorrow. That's why all hands are crossed, on the desk to welcome whichever way the press, both on and offline, are going to air their news or information or messages tomorrow, into the globe about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court appearance tomorrow. It is an application for his release that comes so sudden. Yes, impromptu. Because they don't want to celebrate it. They don't want to make it so public and popular like that. To avoid chaos, to avoid this kind of risky security. For security reason, it is going to be at least an impromptu, unexpected. We don't want bad eggs to grace that occasion. Fulani Janjaweeds could do anything. People that are putting on Nigerian military camouflage could burn the bush. They are all ruffians. We could not tolerate such people in our society, and especially when Ohamadike is coming out, anything could be possible at the venue of his rallies. And that is when they actually know whom the Igbos are. We don't want anything like water to penetrate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ear. Mili abakwanyanti. Mili abakwana Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They should right now release. In fact, they should have done that before the news sneaks out. Should have taken him to the National Hospital for proper check. Ohamadike is an international man, globally renowned agitator of Biafra emancipation. So they should actually do everything humanly possible to make sure Kanu is secured. He should never, ever get hurt. If Kanu gets hurt, Nigeria will be hurt. We promise Nigeria her. See, let me tell you, right from the era of British colonization, I am Igbo man, and we've studied in history how tough we've been to the British man. British man with his imperialism and imperialism and supremacism could not bend the Igbos. We resisted the Britain for 60 good years. Britain came and go because Britain, they are thinking that they will use Christianity against Igbo man. Igbo man was a Christian before Britain. We worship God Almighty. We are not idol worshippers. We worship Chineke Okike Abiyama. Abiyama is Abraham in my language. We know Abraham before the introduction of Bible. So there's nothing Britain is having over us. Britain knows actually that Igbo man is the one that will make Nigeria like London. That's why they carry leadership, give Fulani, and people that don't know what's up. Look at all our leaders. Mugu. People that are economically. Organ Nigerian leaders, both present and past, they don't know what they are doing. Obasanjo did well. Riyadua did well. Jonathan did well. What are you seeing presently under this regime of APC Bikodin? Oga Buhari scatter Nigeria
trying to repair what Buhari
Tinubu is trying to repair what Buhari has spoiled. Thank you. See pepper. Price. Wait. Fulani man is coming across with pepper. Price pepper and tomato. This is an experiment. Experiment momentum. It is time for what? Demonstration. I spoke Latino. Experimental momentum. We should just call them. To do what? To demonstrate what I'm telling the whole world. I don't tell lies. You carry leadership, give Jaga. Obi won an election. Some people seize them. Seize Obi's mandate because they feel that na them be Emiloka. Be what they call this man call it. This man call himself Emiloko. No, they call him. They don't they call him. Na Tinubu na Oko they call. Somebody see. Let me tell you. Old age has its bad effects. It is called senility. Too much sickness as a result of tired, most of the body tissues and the essential organs in the body has been overworked and overstayed. You should just treat yourself, give yourself normal medication. Yes, to remain healthy. Old man cannot do it. Nigerian leadership should be given to young men of 30s. 28. Look at how many years is Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso? 36. And the young man is delivering. Nigerian old leaders. Buhari was almost 100 years.
Experienced.
No experience. We don't count on experience. We count on modern science and technology. We count on what Gen Z generation is doing currently. We count on what Mark Zuckerberg, the man that discovered Facebook, small boy. We count on what Tesla company is doing currently, Elon Musk. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing in this part of the world? Do you think I will prostrate 10 times to go to heaven? I prostrate to God. If I refuse to prostrate to an elderly man in Nigeria, my God knows my heart. Okay, I am not a superstitious man. I believe in reality, and God is reality. So for what about experience and old age? Oga, experience does not count as a result of old age. What counts is when you are in your prime. Nature said at certain age you should go and rest. Okay, experience as a result of old age. Old age. They go to the leadership. Let me say podium. They handle the mantle of leadership. They start stealing money. Old age, they steal money. That money where old age man they steal. How you go use the money? See young children we're supposed to use money. You dey old 100 years. You say you are experienced. Old man, you go there, they steal money. Okay, Nigerian politicians are old. They should go and rest and give leadership to young men. What are you telling me about old age? Buhari was almost 100 years. He go there, thief until he go. Go tell us, say, don't die. When we actually know that he died many years ago. Do you think we are fools? Some of us are not fools. See, look at me well. I know therefore bowing down before anybody before I eat. I work hard. Listen, so nobody can bend my opinion. I stand because I have conscience. And when my conscience worries me, I let go. That's why speaking the truth on the basis of clarity is the most, at least, required things any man should do. Listen and listen good. The Nigerian political system should be given to people like Pat Utomi. Omo election worry. Peter Greg Obi. Confirmed good governor of Anambra State in the past that have turned that state into #1 state in education some 20 years ago. 2005 to 2013, 8 straight years. Obi turned my state to #1 in education. You know, don't you see how my vibe is? Or do you like my vibe, my swag or not? Obi has converted the whole laboratory in Anambra State. He actually invited the whole billionaires instead of spending your money on clubbing. Party, no, bring your money, buy computerize the labs all over secondary schools, primary schools in Anambra State, and Anambra billionaires, they contributed, they helped Obi, and Anambra State become #1 in education. Don't you see? We are doing well entrepreneurship wise, and you can see the level that we are, leading in education currently. You know how many universities we have in Anambra State? If you get to my father's compound at the backyard, University of Ibariam, many ones like that, Tabans, Dance, Iwene, Saint, Dance, Iwene universities in Aguleri. Everywhere all over Anambra State. Madonna University in Okija. Many like that in Oka, Nsube, and so many communities in Anambra State. Obi is loaded with intelligence. Remove leadership from people that are so wicked and greedy, who are money-mongering and money-minded people that can steal anything. Give it to the right people that could deliver to Nigerians. That is when we begin to see democracy, not nepotocracy. That is when we begin to see egalitarians taking part in leadership and change our system for the good.
Okay, but I saw an article where this person was like,
who is that person?
An article where the article was that the British must apologize to Nnamdi Kanu for neglecting and for not, fighting for his release.
Britain should not apologize only to Nnamdi Kanu alone. No, Britain should apologize for the Igbos, for joining forces with Gowon, and they killed over 4 million Igbos from 1967 to 1970. Now maybe this. Did I die? Britain actually thought that after the war, I was not there, but did I die? Don't you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just celebrated 58? He was born in 1967. I'm telling you today, do you know that Kanu was born in 1967 when the war started? Listen, Britain should come out at every United Nations summit anywhere in the world, Israel, Canada, or at the UN Secretariat in New York, and apologize to the Igbos. Britain actually thought that they would bring Igbo Jews down. Igbo Jews will die, will be sleeping, become poor. That's why he ordered Awolowo to give us only 20 pounds. After the war, Awolowo gave us 20 pounds. Today, where are we? We have bought the whole Lagos. They are even afraid of selling their lands to us with 20 pounds. Britain implemented it. He advised Nigerian government then under Gowon, led the Ministry of Finance that actually gave every man 20 pounds by Awolowo. Britain does not mean well to Nnamdi Kanu nor Igbo man. Britain actually thought that after fighting the Igbos for 60 years and still they could not prevail on us, they were annoyed that they don't know that such people like this are existing in this kind of thick forest, Africa. Now they were afraid that in the future to come, Igbo man will go to